How's it going, everybody? This is Josh again with Random Drops Podcast, and we're here to bring you another episode to talk about all the video game stuff and movie stuff that dropped this week. I have my wonderful panel with me again. I have JR with me. Say hello, JR.
What's going on, guys?
Austin's here as well,
Hello, everybody.
and Brian.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
So, guys, a lot of stuff to get into. Well, not a lot of stuff, but one of the biggest things I want to start off with is the rumors going around, nothing official, but supposedly Nintendo is making a Super Nintendo Mini or a Super
Yeah.
Nintendo Classic, whatever they're gonna call it. That's supposed to be released this holiday season, like the NES Classic that was released last year. So if they are going to do this, this is going to be huge news for Nintendo again because the NES Classic, everybody loved it, everybody wanted it. I think the Super Nintendo Mini is this thing's going to fly off shelves. So hopefully they make a lot more. So
They're not.
I yeah, I don't know
That's
what they're doing.
Nintendo.
Over there.
Come on.
They're they're crazy, but I'm excited because I know me and my brother grew up playing Super Nintendo. That was our console. We played it even when we had a GameCube, a PS2. We still went back to Super Nintendo and played those old games because we just loved them so much.
Hmm.
So, question to you guys: are you guys excited about the Super Nintendo Mini? If it's true and if it's coming out this holiday season, we'll start with Brian. How do you feel about it?
If it's true, if the rumors are true and they release it, I think it'd be very exciting. I think it'd be a pretty good mini maker for them.
Are you gonna if they are coming out with one? Are you gonna pick if you can
No,
find it?
probably not.
You're not gonna get it.
No, probably
Get
not.
get off this podcast.
Brian hates
Disconnect me
video
now.
games.
I hate
Super
video
Nintendo.
games. I hate Nintendo products.
But did you? I know you hate like the new Nintendo, but didn't you play Super Nintendo growing up?
Yeah, absolutely, and I loved it. And the one game I would love to see for it is Street Fighter. Um,
Oh
yeah, definitely
that's a
Street
must.
Fighter. Probably I don't know. That's the main game I played when I got Street Fighter. Man, I was constantly playing Street Fighter. I was like,
Really? You never
best
played like
game.
Final Fantasy?
Yeah, of course. I played Final Fantasy 2, but I didn't really get into it. That wasn't the game where I really got into Final Fantasy.
Did you ever
Uh,
play three?
yes, I did play it, but I didn't really know. I was too young to really appreciate it, to really appreciate the Final Fantasy. It wasn't until Final Fantasy 8 that I really got into Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Nah, three's
Okay.
the best.
Okay, so you think it's exciting for everybody else, but it's not really on your. You're
Yeah,
not gonna lose sleep
because
if you don't get it.
yeah, right. Because I already know that they're probably going to uh, make the amount that they need. So I don't want to. I don't want the headache of trying to get one. Amount of money it'll cost to buy one. I probably would. It wouldn't be the first thing I'd want to buy.
Mm. Okay, all right. Austin, you excited? You getting it? You loving it, or you just like, it's whatever?
I love the Super Nintendo. It was the very
Yeah.
first system I ever played. Like when I was young, when I first got into it, my dad, he was like 23 when I started playing, 24, and he would beat Super Mario World every single day when he got home from work. He would just play it and beat it every single.
Whoa.
And
Every
yeah,
day,
damn.
he loved it until the games became three-dimensional. That's when he gave up on gaming. But yeah, I can't wait to get it. I'm a little upset that if it is the rumor is true, that they're getting, they completely just said screw the NES, let's work on the Super Nintendo when so many people are still wanting the NES.
Yeah. Well, the rumor is they had to stop the NES production to make the Super NES Mini. That's the rumor, or that's what people are speculating. If it's true that they needed to make the new console, the new Mini, the new Super Nintendo Mini, like, well, we can't make both. I mean, they could, but they were like, well, let's focus on the new one. So they probably hit their numbers for the NES Mini, and they were like, we got another one in the way. We already have plans for a Super Nintendo, so let's start working on that and put all the production power behind that. That's what people are saying. Don't know if that's true. Have no evidence on that, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
that makes me a little peeved about it, but at the same time, like probably if I'm able to, I probably will get it. Just because I love the classic games like the Super Punch Out. That game was my jam when I played with my brother way back in the day. That game was the best, and Mega Man X, of course.
Oh yes. Hopefully they have a lot more because I feel like the Super Nintendo. There's a lot more people out there that will want the Super Nintendo more than the NES. But that's going well. Also, I forgot to mention that Brian also told me that he told me growing up he had a Sega and a Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis.
Ooh.
Spoiled.
So
Spoiled.
no, he's not spoiled. He's a liar because there's nobody in the world that has a Sega Genesis and a Super Nintendo. So
My
you know what,
cousins
Brian?
did.
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember telling you this.
You told. Oh, see, the lies keep coming. The lies keep coming. No, I remember you telling me that. You said your grandpa bought him. Whatever. That's neither here nor there. But that I just wanted to bring that up. But apparently he never said it. I feel like he did, but it's all good. Uh, Jr. Yeah, Jr. I was gonna call you anyway. Jr. I saved you for last because I know you're just like me. Super Nintendo is it's in your heart. You love that
Yes,
system,
absolutely.
and you're definitely gonna want to get it. So
Oh yeah, which kind of frustrates me a little bit because, unfortunately I have a full-time job and I have a family, so I won't be able to be the first one to pre-order. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna try, but for some reason I always miss that line, and I want this so bad. Like I'm waiting for the announcement. I'm waiting for the games at the announcement. Like I want Final Fantasy 3 on it. I want all the Super Mario worlds on it. I want the not Mega Man, but I would love Mega Man X. Street Fighter 2, like all
you
these.
never played no Mega Man X.
I didn't play, but I watched you play, and they have to put it on there to like spicing up that deal. How depressed are you gonna be if you don't see Mega Man X on it?
They better have all three Mega Man X's on there.
And I honestly doubt they're gonna have Street Fighter 2 just because they have Street Fighter 2 for the Switch. So I don't think we're gonna be seeing that one on there.
Oh, that's a good point.
So
Dang.
yeah, that's one of those things. And like, oh, there's this other game that I can't remember what the name of it, but LucasArts made it, and it wasn't a Star Wars game. Which they need to put the Star Wars games on there. Those were amazing. Um, but it was a fun space game that I always loved playing. So I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the games that are gonna come out to it and bring back my childhood nostalgic. Which, on that note, I'm kind of bummed that I didn't get the Nintendo Classic. Like, I honestly was one of the idiots that was just like, "Oh, Nintendo will make more. I have faith in Nintendo." Well, my faith got shattered because obviously they just discontinued it, and I probably won't be able to get one. However, I got dropped that Best Buy is gonna have some Nintendo NES classics this Monday.
Where'd you hear that from?
It was
Online or just in store?
no, this is on no in stores. Like they're gonna have Switches and Nintendo Classics. Somebody posted a thread on Facebook that I was reading. So, Josh, you need to go down to Best Buy and get me one and yourself one, and I'm gonna try to do the same thing over on my end because I go to work late on Monday. So,
Well, they might not let me buy two
well, I mean,
because
it's worth a shot.
most stores are like you can only buy one because they're aware of people buying them just to
What
resell.
time?
I don't know. I'm gonna go as soon as the doors open. So if you want to join me, man.
Yeah,
Well,
I might have to. I'll talk to you about it tomorrow.
yeah, cause like I really want that. Like, how cool is that gonna be when I have my game room and I have Nintendo NES and the Super Nintendo right there? It's gonna be just perfect. So
Well, yeah, like the NES Classic, the ROMs for this game are the best way to play these games outside of the original cartridges. Like people say like the emulation on them is so good, and it has an HDMI cord, or it can plug an HDMI cord, I
yeah,
believe.
HDMI.
Yeah, so you can play these games, in HD, and it looks better than it's ever looked. It plays better. It's like you're playing it when you used to play it. A lot of time with emulation, when they try to emulate the old games, it doesn't. It's something. It's not always like how it used to be. Because it's so hard to get that right feel with it. But they say like Nintendo got it down. Like they made this thing, the best way to play these games, and you can't even get them now. Besides having the original cartridge in an old system.
Right. So
So here's my other thing with you guys. Brian told me he wants Street Fighter. That's the only to it if he ever gets it. Austin was saying Mega Man X. What
Well,
was the other
that's
game you
just
said?
a nostalgia. If I did get it, I would want the Link games. I would want the
oh yeah, Link to the Past. Yeah.
yeah, and then I would want the Street Fighter, of course, and then I'd want the Final Fantasy game too.
Yeah, there's Final Fantasy 5 and 6, I believe, which were 2 and 3 in the states, but 5 and 6. Um, what are other games you guys would want? Obviously, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Islands, the Mega Man X games for me. Those are a must.
Super
Um,
Punch Out.
Super Punch Out, also a good one. There's a lot of obscure games though for Nintendo that are like really good. Like, I mean, like just like awesome. Like I forgot. There's this like fighter game. Like
Super Mario All Stars, or Kirby All Stars. Sorry, Super Kirby All Stars. That'd be a good one.
yes, that definitely. Star Fox, Super Metroid. I mean, the games for the Super Nintendo. There's so many good games on it. But there was this game that me and my brother used to play where you were a fighter. You were
Oh
a fighter
yeah.
pilot, and it was 2 players, and you got to pick a special weapon before each level, and they would have like big old beams and shields, and you would want to save the right weapon for the right stage because it was just awesome. Like, oh my god, that's one of the best games. And like, you push a button and you can combine the two ships if you're playing 2 players. Oh my god, the game was so good. But that game is like really rare now. So like, and it's not like on a lot of people's radars. Like when people make top 10 lists, I don't ever see anybody put that game on there. I don't even know the name of it. I just know it was that good. I gotta find the name of that game. But I don't think we'll get games like that, like the super obscure games. That there was also another game, Brian. What was that game where you had like lightsabers, but you weren't Jedi? Remember that game? It was 2 players,
No, what'd you
and
do?
there was like a chick and a guy, and like their super moves were like dragons. The guys was a dragon, the girls was like an ice move.
No, I don't remember.
Oh man, I forget what it was. Contra Alien Wars. So there's so many games they could put on this thing.
Donkey Kong Countries.
All
Yeah.
I mean, that even the Disney games like Aladdin.
Did you
What
know
are the
you
other
can
ones?
buy Super Nintendo games on GameStop?
Yeah, but they're just the same as buying them from eBay.
Like
Like crazy
20
expensive.
bucks for Donkey Kong Country 2?
Well, yeah, those are not the crazy expensive ones. Like Earthbound is like $200 still. Earthbound, Earthbound is
Super
a
Metroid's 54,
Mm-hmm.
and then Final Fantasy 3 is 50 bucks.
that's expensive. Like, holy crap! So I mean, it's a cheaper way. So also, let's. What do you guys think the price is going to be? Obviously, it was $60 for the NES Classic. Do you think they're going to make it more
Nah, they'll
just
probably
because
keep
they
it
can?
60.
$60 and 30 games as
Well,
well.
Yeah.
honestly, I want to play devil's advocate and say no. I want to say $100 because their Super Nintendo library is so much bigger and broader that they could probably put more into this and charge more. That's my opinion.
Well, let's say it's $100, but do you think they should have 30 games or like 50 games, or should
How
they
much
just
did the
30
NES
games?
have?
If they raise the price, they should have 50 games.
The NES Classic was 30 games. It was $60.
Yeah, if they raise the games like to 50, like what Brian said, then yeah, I definitely. That's what $2 a game.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I can see them charging more. The NES Classics did so well. I mean, there's so many good Super Mario Kart, Super Mario
Zo-
RPG,
Zombie ate my neighbors.
Zombie Ate My Neighbors, Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger. God, there's so many games that you can put on this thing. But if it's other Turtles in Time, oh my God,
Yeah.
Super Ghost and God, Mortal Kombat. Even they have to have the blood though. I didn't really care about the blood, but um,
X-Men Mutant Apocalypse.
yeah. They see, but the problem with third-party games is they have to get all of.
Yeah, they gotta get the licensing.
So, Super Bomberman. I mean, they have a. There's there. There's just no
Ooh,
telling how many games.
they should bring back the Super Nintendo Super Game Boy. Oh, I love that thing.
You couldn't have that. Then they just played Game Boy games on the Super Nintendo
that
Classic.
was a godsend. I love that cartridge right there. I would play Pokemon on my big screen. That's why I loved Pokemon back then because I could play on my big screen.
Well, I remember I bought a Game Boy Color game for that thing,
Uh,
and it didn't work
I
because it
used.
was only regular Game Boy games.
Oh wow, I didn't
And
know
I was
that.
like, "What?" I was hecka mad. Dad bought it for me. He bought me a Spider-Man game because you wouldn't let me play your Game Boy. So he's like, "Oh, I'll just play it on that." And it didn't work. I was like, "Oh, I'm so mad." But yeah, there's so many games that they could dish out. I mean, on this thing, and it'll sell like crazy. So hopefully, um, I mean, there's like three final fights on the system too. So I mean,
The
there's
Lost
just so many.
Vikings,
Oh my God,
Hook.
and Lost Vikings too.
Yeah,
Hook, yeah, I
yep.
loved Hook.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god.
Breath of Fire, Breath
Yep.
of Fire one, I mean two and three. So obviously, there's so many games. The question is like, what's the price gonna be, and are they gonna have enough? Like that's I. God, if they're not gonna have enough. Let's just be
They're not.
honest.
Yeah, they're not going
They're not
to.
going to.
No, they're not
They're
going to.
they're gonna make as many as they know they can make money off of it, and then that's it. But but see here's a bigger question here. The Super Nintendo and NES are great systems to remake as a small pack-in version with a bunch of games because their controllers are smaller. I was thinking like, what if they did an N64 mini?
Ooh, I don't know about that one.
The only reason I wouldn't think they would do it is because of the controller.
Yeah.
That's when controllers started getting, especially N60 controller. That's a big controller, man. Like, and the control stick, unless they like redefined it, unless
They
they
would. I think they would. I think if they were to do the 64, they would remake the controller to the modern controllers now, because all the 64 controller really had was a D-pad on the left side and the analog in the middle. All you gotta do is just move the analog stick to the left side and put the D-pad down a little, and you got your buttons. Easy.
yeah. But one of the big things about the NES Classic was it was like the same controller you had as a kid. They're going for that nostalgia feel. They're going for those adults that maybe don't play games no more, but will pick this up just to relive their childhood for a night, to relive it with their siblings when they come over or their friends, for a fun weekend. So I can definitely see them wanting to replicate the controller just because it brings back that same feeling you have with the 64. But that's a big controller, so I
Yeah, it
don't
is.
I don't know. Are they gonna make it in 64 classic? I
I,
guess we'll see next year. But that would be awesome too. Can you
yeah,
imagine
that
that?
that would be really awesome.
Oh my God, that would be so
I think
good.
they'd be
But some,
pushing the envelope though, not just on the controller, but the capacity of the games. I mean, it's all 3D. It's bigger, you know, games now.
yeah, but
So
those games are nothing compared to nowadays. Like, what is each game?
uh,
Like a gigabyte for 64?
maybe.
Maybe there's. I think they're smaller. I don't think they're a gigabyte. Like, I mean, they're. Who knows? But I mean, if we see it in 64, will we see a game? And then I don't know if we'll see a Wii. I don't know if
I think they'll go as far as the GameCube and then stop.
yeah, I would love see, but I don't know because we'll have to see if they virtual console for Switch this year, and then I think we'll go. I think I'll go on from there. But I would love to see I would love to see up into a GameCube one. Because technically they have a Wii Mini. They released that was a smaller Wii version that didn't play GameCube games.
Yeah.
So they have that, but I mean, it's not emulation. They're not emulating games. So maybe they'll go up to the GameCube. That would be sweet because I would love to have another way to play Smash Brothers. But then also for the N64 and GameCube era, there are four
Hmm.
controllers. You have four players. I mean, Super Nintendo could do it with an adapter, but there was like two games that needed it. But like N64 and GameCube, the whole one of the great things about having those systems is four controllers. So they would have to have four ports, and then they would have to make extra controllers for you to buy, to play something like Super Smash Bros. Melee or the original Super Smash on the original N64. So we'll see, man. If they do release a Super Nintendo Mini, I mean, they're just doing stuff Nintendo's never done before. We'll have to see. Hopefully they have a lot because I'm gonna buy one. I'm excited. Okay, well that's enough about Super Nintendo Mini. We'll see what happens in November when this holiday hits. Next thing I want to talk about is another game that got promotional art. We haven't seen any gameplay of it. Is a Call of Duty World War II. It is official. They have officially released the picture of it, and it's basically going to be World War II. So they're not doing World War I. They're doing World War II. They're going to give us more news. I forget date, like the 25th or something. They're gonna have like gameplay. I don't know if it's actually gameplay, but we'll have to check that out. Are you guys excited about new Call of Duty? You
Yes.
guys, Austin.
Negative.
No,
Brian is not excited for nothing.
he
Brian's
really is
like,
not.
No.
screw games. I don't care about them unless it's got Kingdom Hearts in its name.
Or
I can care less.
talk about comic books or D&D, and he sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
But
to
it's because I'm not seeing anything that's breaking the mold or being impressive. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, okay. Let me play devil's advocate here. Is Kingdom Hearts 3 breaking the mold?
Yes.
That's not true, but it's a franchise
breaking the
you love.
mold because it's a franchise I genuinely
Yeah.
love.
You care about it, and so of course you're gonna want to play it. I definitely understand that. Call of Duty, I don't really care. Like I have never been into Call of Duty.
Call of Duty World War II, they've done it. They've done it like to death already.
Yeah, that's true. They did.
World War One would have been nice. It would have been an interesting take.
Well, isn't that
World War?
Yeah.
Not World War. At that point, I guess it'd be like Revolutionary War, or I don't know, something along those lines. Something that's not, World War naval battles or something.
Yeah, I don't know what they can do. Obviously, they couldn't be exactly, copying a Battlefield. So I just think they got such a backlash from the new Call of Duty. Like, it still sold a bunch. Like, people are like, "Oh, Call of Duty's dying." It's like, no, they're not. They sold a grip. I mean, it's not as much as they sold in previous years, but they still sold a crap load of the copies of that game. So there's still people out there that loving, the Call of Duties that come out every year. People are still buying them every year. So, but they just got such a backlash from the, in space, taking it more sci-fi.
Jon Snow was in that one too.
Yeah, the guy that played Jon Snow. They always have a big actor, but it's just like people really weren't feeling it. And then Battlefield 1 came out, and people were like, "Oh, this is awesome, going back to its roots," So I figured they were like, "Well, we got to do 2 again, let's get people on board, But I mean, we'll see. I mean, didn't they already do Nazi zombies already too?
Yes.
And like
That's
Black
for World
Ops.
at War. World at War is what started it.
Yeah.
So
And then it went to Black Ops and everything.
See, they've already done Nazi zombies.
Now,
so I don't know if they have a zombie mode, but
And I think a lot of this was because they're trying to release 1 or 2 games every year for like the past 10 years.
yeah, they've done a game every year since Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
I think if they had the Nazi zombie again, I might get it because I love the zombie stuff. But I'll have to see because Treyarch's not doing it. If Treyarch's not doing it, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
I'm getting it.
Austin, why are you sold, Austin?
Austin was excited about it. Austin, what's making you excited about this?
I in high school, I didn't pay attention to much. I hated Spanish, but I loved learning about World War II just because I find it so interesting, and I feel like they're doing the same thing that Nintendo is doing, making everyone so excited about something that where they all started from. What made Call of Duty so popular was the classic World War II games, and they're trying to bring those people back, which they already brought me back. I'm like, yes, anything with World War II in it, with the Car 98 and the M1 Grand, I am there. So I just love those guns. I love the history of World War II. I love learning about it and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think a lot of people will be excited because I mean, it's gone full circle. Shooters used to do World War II, and then I think Call of Duty broke the mold and went Modern Warfare, and then everybody just kind of jumped on that bandwagon, and then they started going more futuristic tech, and people were like, eh. So then Battlefield kind of were like, hey, remember World War One? We're doing it. So it's like, everything's coming full circle. We're sick of these modern day futuristic shooters. Like, we want that old stuff, we want those fighting those Nazis, and now it's like, oh yeah, we're doing that again. So it's like everything always comes full circle.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see the gameplay and see what they do, what they're gonna change up, how they're gonna make you, how you're gonna customize your weapons and stuff. Because, isn't that one of the big things about Call of Duty? You can have those cool looking skins. all awesome and
Ah,
stuff.
stupid. Hate that part.
Oh, okay, maybe it's not. I don't play a lot of Call of Duty, so
It's not a very popular opinion, I feel like, but I hate it.
yeah. But we'll see. New Call of Duty World War II. We got to see more on what's coming out. But speaking of futuristic shooters, Battlefront 2, the full trailer came out, not just the leak trailer. I guess they were like,
Oh yeah.
I guess we got to show it all. Uh, the biggest thing that stood out to me for the Battlefront 2 trailer is that we are going to be playing the campaign mode is going to be from the Empire side of when the Death Star fell again in Return of the Jedi, which I'm so on board with that because the original Battlefront 2 was all about the clones' perspectives of the when the war was going on and when they turned against the Jedi and how they felt about it, but they had to follow orders. It was just so awesome to see how they felt about it. Now we'll see the rebel side, of all these people that were in. I mean the rebel side. I'm sorry, I meant the empire. The empire side, of these people that believed in the cause, that believed in the empire, that didn't even think they were doing anything evil, but thought they were doing good. They were uniting the galaxy, and to see, and then they're like, it's not over. We're gonna fight back. We're gonna fight these rebel scums. So I think that's what the campaign's gonna go off of. And we saw more. We saw Darth Maul and Yoda about to fight. We saw the new characters from the new movies. So we're getting more Battlefront. They're not gonna do a season pass
Thank God.
this time around. Thank God for that. That's one thing that got me out of Battlefront. I was like, I'm not gonna buy a season pass for this. So when after I was done playing it, I just logged back in to just kind of see how everything was, and like a bunch of modes I couldn't play. A bunch of people were killing me with like these new weapons, and I'm like, how do I get that? Oh, it's locked behind this paywall, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not playing this no more. So that's one of the things that got me out of it. So no season pass, and they're gonna give me everything they have. Yes,
They're
on
not gonna give you
board.
everything.
Let's go.
Nah. Nah, I think
Yes, they are.
I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna do a For Honor thing, where you can purchase stuff with still, or whatever the transactions they're gonna do, and you earn that over time by playing the game. So you could potentially unlock it, or you could just downright give them money and you can unlock it right away.
Oh my god. See, that's not. That irritates me. If it's cosmetic stuff, I'm on board. That's great. Let the people buy what they want to buy, to look how they want to look. If you want to look like Darth Maul, like a Darth Maul character in a, as a rebel or as a Empire guy, great. Go ahead, do that. But you're gonna lock stuff behind stuff that I have to play to unlock it. But if I pay X amount of dollars, I get it faster. I hate that crap. I hate when they hold stuff back. If they do that, I won't buy this game.
Honestly, I don't mind them doing that because, like the argument is, games have been consistently $60 steadily over many years, and unfortunately, inflation keeps causing minimum wage to go up, or minimum wage causes inflation, and so the only thing that stays consistent is video games. Well, in order for developers to keep getting paid the amount they get paid, they got to find new innovative ways to collect that money. One, it would be season pass, and now you got microtransactions. I mean, I don't mind microtransactions as long as like 'cause it's cosmetic or it doesn't change the game all too well. But I'm willing to throw my money for a microtransaction if it is a game that I support and love and want to pay for it, so that way developers can keep working on it and making the game better, as opposed to them going out of business, as we've seen many studios do over the course of many years. That is just sad to see people go.
Well, I get that. I understand that. But here's the other side of that argument. This Battlefront 2, um, is it going to use the same assets from Battlefront 1? Is it going to be that? Are they're not going to make a new engine for it? I'm assuming they're going to use the same assets, textures, the same everything. I mean, obviously they're going to make new maps. They're going to make
Mm-hmm.
new weapons. They're going to make new characters. That I understand. But it's a lot cheaper to make another game when you already have the first game established if you're using the same engine.
I would
It,
also. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. I was done.
I would also interject, add that the cost of producing it is a lot cheaper now with the internet and people just doing downloads. They don't have to create the extra cost and make the extra copies to have physical copies when people can just order it directly via the internet or through the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Live Store. So people are just downloading copies of the same one program that's been designed and created, you know, and so that cost, kind of offsets the balance of it somewhat.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Um, and also, it's okay to have transactions for cosmetic stuff. I get that. I understand that. But when I pay money to play your game and you lock content behind a wall because, you want more of my money, but I have to spend a crazy amount of time in the pocket is ridiculous. And it shouldn't be the norm. Shouldn't be the norm at all. Something like an Overwatch system where you get loot boxes for sprays and costumes and stuff, but you get every character, you get every stage, everything that is about the core game you have. I'm okay with that. But locking content behind a wall because they need more money, quote unquote, I don't I don't get it. I don't see why we as gamers allowed this to be a because it's not working. Well, it's working for them. They're making crazy amount of money. I don't think it works for us.
Hmm.
I don't know. How do you feel, Austin? Do you think that's the right way to go, or do you think like I can see where they're coming from? They need more money.
I'm kind of both ways. Like I'm on the I completely support the well, if I love a game, I believe in supporting it. If you put money into a game as long as you play the game a lot and you love it with all your heart. Like League for instance, I've played the game for 5 years almost, and I will every now and then I'll put money into it just to well, if I want a cosmetic like a skin or something. And yeah, it helps because like JR said, inflation is a huge thing, and games have been the same price forever, and they put so much money in these games just to satisfy us, which means they always have to make a cut somewhere, which does suck. At the same time, like they still do the things that everyone hates and make bad, and
Well,
it kind of just goes both ways.
I think I mean, look at the first Battlefront. No campaign, no conquest mode like in Battlefront 2. It was just multiplayer and like single player missions that were like, destroy all the guys. It was nothing big.
Yeah,
That's all it was. All it was you were buying a multiplayer game, which I understand that there are more out there, and that's the big hook for people. But then they had a season pass. And then they had, you know, a collector's edition that gave you special weapons, and so I mean, it's just like I feel like they're just giving us the very bare minimum and then charge us for the rest. Instead of giving everything else they could have gave us, they were like, nah, we'll just split this up, and they're going to pay for it either way because we've established this system and it works.
Hmm.
you know that's just where we are in gaming. It works. The first Battlefront game had had not enough content, and all the other content that should have been released with the game, wasn't finished in time, or they held it back, so they can have the season pass. Obviously, I know they spent time in making that other content, but that should have been included all in the game, but it wasn't. So I had to pay another, $40 for the season pass, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I enjoy your game and it's great, but I've paid my $60 fee to play your game, plus money to play online for the systems. I bought PlayStation Plus to play Battlefront 2 online. I bought it a whole year, and I haven't used it since. So I'm just like, I just feel like it's just like, hey, we're gonna get your money because we can, and that's why they're not doing the season pass this time because they split their user base. So
Hmm.
they might just do transactions like they did in For Honor, like Ubisoft did. Hey, let's just make them pay for these things. The other argument is people that don't have time can just pay for the stuff, but it's like, or you can just make the stuff accessible at launch, where we can all have it, but that doesn't make you more money. And obviously, it's all about their bottom.
Did you hear that? They're not gonna have conquest mode.
No. See?
Yeah. So, Austin, you play Battlefield 1, right?
Yeah.
Is there conquest mode in Battlefield 1?
That's all I ever play. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
It's like it's the same. Like you just capture a point and then spawn on that point,
Do you
and yeah, there's like different classes, just like in Battlefront, except it's
do you do you uh do you play with like another person or do you play with a bunch of people online? Like
a bunch of people. Like
so everyone's playing the same board and you're
Yeah.
just on a faction. I mean,
Yeah. Like it's either you're the U.S. or you're Europeans or
see how cool would have that been if they added this into Battlefield 2 Conquest mode where the Empire versus the Rebels. Like that would have been sick. That's kind of what they're doing with For Honor. But here's what they said about it, okay? Because they confirmed that there's not going to be a Conquest mode. The DICE Associate Designer Director Dennis Brandval, I'm probably butchering his last name, he took to Twitter and gave the confirmation saying that the development team will not go that far into other franchises made by DICE. However, he acknowledges the fact that Star Wars Battlefront 2 has some things to learn from Battlefield. So that right there just makes me so mad. So mad. Everybody wanted Conquest mode in the first Battlefront, and they didn't do it. And now they want it in 2, and the only reason why they're not doing it is because Battlefield 1 has it, and they're afraid of conflict with their franchises, and that just makes me mad.
Tell you, man, it's their business at the end of the day. So they're just like, can't do certain things because, stupid reasons that will affect our other games. I don't know. I'm still looking. If they have microtransactions, I'm not gonna sit there and spend a bunch of time on a game and somebody just shoots me with the better gun because they paid $50 extra.
microtransactions should be used for power boosting. Should be used for cosmetics. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
always
too.
cosmetics.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
even when you brought up League of Legends, Austin, that's a free to play game too.
Yeah.
Like you're not paying $60
Yeah,
at the get go.
absolutely.
It is free to play. You can unlock characters with in-game currency, and then don't they have like a free rotation of
Yeah.
heroes?
Yeah.
So like that's a free game. But if you want to support it, if you want to buy a costume, put money into it, hey, here you go. You can do that. And there's a lot of people that want those costumes and spend money on it. That's great.
Hmm.
Like that's the same way with Heroes of the Storm, the mobile I play, And I have put money into it because I wanted to support them. I'm the same way. I support the games I play. I'm like, here, I'll give you X amount of dollars because I love your game. I freaking it's awesome. But these are free to play games. But in any game that charges you a price point and then has free to play, stuff in it where you got to pay to get loot boxes to unlock characters or to unlock special weapons to have a better chance in the game, it shouldn't be the norm. It shouldn't. And I hate that we've just accepted this as gamers. Like, oh yeah, they got to do it. It's like, no, they don't. They can make a great game. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 sold so many copies. It made so. That was it. It was just a good game.
Yeah. You guys know that Deus Ex,
They
the
just
new
got-
Deus Ex game? Talking about?
What about it?
It has single player, like it's only single player, and it has microtransactions. And if
No.
you say you buy one of those microtransactions, like, and if you start a new game, it doesn't transfer over to the new game.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's the dumbest thing in the world.
See,
So dumb.
So dumb.
How is that a thing? How
And
is that even?
that's Square Enix too.
You know, I guarantee you. Who wants to bet me that this is what they're gonna do? They're gonna have you be able to have a class in Battlefront 2, and as you play, you'll level it up and you get gear. Right? No microtransactions there. The microtransactions are gonna be in the power up because they did confirm that they're no longer having the hero drop in the map. That you're gonna be able to earn it in a different way. They didn't reveal what way that is, but I guarantee you that. Let's say we're playing Battlefront 2, and we end a match. We get a certain amount of currency, right? And it's 1,000 currency to buy a hero token that you could play in the next map, or you could buy the currency to buy these power-ups, which obviously is one of them is a hero one. I guarantee that's how it's gonna be. So If I had a
That's
bunch of
stupid.
money,
That's so
I
stupid.
just get a bunch of hero coins and just hero in every match if I wanted to.
What does Battlefront One have microtransactions?
I don't think so. I think
No
it's
idea.
the season pass and then you just level up.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, man. I hate that good games are ruined because companies are like, let's suck every dime out of you. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
they just want to suck every dime out of you. It's just like they don't care about the consumer. They care about making their money, and gaming has evolved into this monster. You know, a huge industry. You know, and it's just like we can just you have to pay us money or you're not going to have or you just have to spend so much crazy amount of time in the game that no person should really spend in that game to get the stuff. You know, it's just like it's irritating and it just kills games for me. I just don't want to do it. I'm just like I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. I won't support you. I won't. I know even though I don't support them, it's not like they're going to stop. You know, enough people will do those microtransactions to have the best stuff, the best gear, you know, to be the cool guy in the thing, you know, and that's just where we are. But
Yep.
whatever, that's another story for a different day.
You
Star
make a
Wars Battlefront 2. I'm sorry.
you make a very valid point though.
Yeah, but I don't know. Well, hopefully I mean, there's not all companies do it. I mean, there are I mean, I know in Grand Theft Auto you can spend currency on the online store game to get online currency for the multiplayer in that game. I forget what it is. I haven't played it, but there's just I don't know, different story, different day. Uh, but let's get into some other stuff to drop today because Marvel has announced a new TV show for Netflix. It is called Cloak and Dagger. Who are these characters? You say? If I didn't play a game on the Super Nintendo, I would have no idea, and I still don't even know too much about them. But I played Maximum Carnage as a kid, and in Maximum Carnage, you would get these power ups where people would come and they would do like a screen clear for you. Like somebody would come down with a gun and help you out. Like other characters, like Cloak and Dagger, they were one of them. Cloak would come in with this big old like cloak, and then Dagger she would jump in, and then it would clear the screen of all enemies and do a bunch of damage to everybody, and then they would go away, and it was a power up you
Hmm.
can use.
You
That's
remember
the
that?
only Yeah, that's the only reason why I know who they are. I mean, I've heard about them in the Marvel universe, but I've never really dived into what they're about and who they are. There's a trailer that dropped. It's a Marvel show, so I'm gonna watch it because they have a good track record. But from the trailer that you guys saw, I know we've all watched it. What did you guys think about it? Austin, how'd you feel? Did you like the trailer? Do you not care about these people? Obviously, I don't know if you know who they are, but what'd you feel about it?
I don't know who they are, but it looks really good. I'm pretty excited to see Cloak and Dagger, just
Hmm.
because Marvel does a good job for what they do. I mean,
Yeah, I
they
saw
do
the. Mm.
they do they give me like what I want when I watch Daredevil, a darker side of Marvel, which you don't really time to see in the movies. So I'm pretty excited just to see what it's all about.
Yes, very true. Brian, what were you gonna say?
Okay, so I saw the trailer, and I'm pretty sure that Netflix is going to do a great job with it. Marvel's been doing a great job with it on Netflix. However, I'm not 100% sure the direction they're going to go with this. Cloak and Dagger, I know them from the comic books, and I kind of know what they're about. And they don't really do too much in the comic books, but I mean, they took the Guardians of the Galaxies and made it something great. So I have kind of a tepid optimism about it. Um, it didn't draw me in. Um, it didn't uh, uh, it didn't draw me in like I thought it would be, like I thought it would.
Mm, okay.
That's coming from a Marvel guy.
Yeah, Brian loves Marvel. He's all about them.
Hmm.
He hates DC. Just kidding. He
I
doesn't
like
like the movies.
DC. I
He
just
doesn't
don't
like the
like their
movies.
movies.
Gotcha. JR, how'd you feel about it? What are you
Well,
thinking about
I
the
don't
new
know.
trailer?
It's the whole rant and raving about an '80s movie. It's like, damn, it's just an old movie, guys. No, but all seriousness.
So stupid. Go check in a lake. I was like, is it set in the 80s? I was like, I was like, oh, is this supposed to be an 80s movie? I didn't know. Is it like supposed to be based off that?
Why is he so young?
No, I'm kind of with Brian on this one. I know the Marvel shows are great. Everyone rants and rave. I mean, I'm just not into them because I don't watch shows that much. So, Cloak and Dagger, I saw the trailer. You know, it's at first I was just like, I was watching it and I was just like, I saw no powers or no thing, and I was like, is this a love story? Is Marvel doing something different? Are they trying to, you know,
I
have a
believe they are in love.
well, yeah, and,
I
and I'm
believe they're together.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, are they? Is this just non-powerish? And you know, I thought they were doing a drama, but then you see the power stuff at the end and everything, and I'm not a big fan as far as dive. I have my select few as Marvel's characters go, and I follow those guys. But as far as like this, I'm not really into it. I probably won't watch it. I'll probably move past. Like I didn't watch Daredevil. I just
Oh my god.
if they came out with like X-23 or Wolverine or some
They
show,
can't do that.
I'll
Marvel
be down.
can't do that.
Why Marvel can't do that?
Fox has to do that. Fox has the rights.
Oh yeah. Well, that's pretty much still the deal as far as Marvel goes. I mean, I watched the movies and stuff like that because they're really good, but I gotta get my Wolverine in there. You know what I mean? If I don't got my Wolverine.
You just got Logan.
I know, and it was awesome.
And you got X-23. They were both in that
Oh,
movie.
dude, that movie was made for me. It really was made for me. I was just like, you're hitting the feels right now, hitting those feels.
Good movie.
It
Yeah,
really
but
was.
the thing about Marvel that really makes me happy about them is that they bring characters that are not popular. They bring them to the forefront. Now they had to do that in the beginning because they lost the rights to, their major ones like the X-Men, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. They lost the movie rights to them, so that's why they did Iron Man. That's why they did Incredible Hulk. That's why they did um, Captain America, Thor.
Mhm. But Iron Man was still popular in his own right.
I don't think he was.
He
Not
was.
on this. Not on the scale of X-Men or Spider-Man or Superman or Batman. Like Iron Man. I mean, I knew who Iron Man was. Of course, there was a '90s cartoon show. I don't really remember, but there was no way he was on the same caliber of Spider-Man, of X-Men. Like never.
Well, no.
Until the movie came out.
If your main source is like the animated shows, then I would say you're right. But
No, I'm talking about popularity amongst.
popularity, definitely not like Spider-Man or the Fantastic Four, but on a scale of like grades, I'd say he was a solid B.
Yeah, I'm saying he wasn't there. He wasn't. He wasn't some. I mean, there's Iron Man fans. There's people that, of course, all that. But I mean, Marvel just was like, hey, we want to make a movie. We want to make this cinematic universe. Our most popular characters we can't use because we sold the rights to. Let's use Iron Man, and they made Iron Man awesome. Iron Man is now a grade A character. People love Iron Man. You go to you look every Halloween. There's a bunch of Iron Mans, right? He's on that same caliber now as Spider-Man, as Superman, as Batman, as characters that people recognize that are not in the comic book, into the comic book thing, that are not, Marvel made these people that were, only known to people that are comic books or people that knew about the Marvel universe, made it to a wider audience, So like Guardians of the Galaxy, who cared about those guys before
Love
Marvel
Rocket
made a movie? Nobody. I didn't care about those guys. I was
I
like,
loved Rocket Raccoon.
I only knew
You
him
know,
from Marvel's Capcom 3.
the movie came out before that, right?
No,
Or it came out first.
came out. Marvel's Capcom 3 came out first.
Yeah, but when you saw that, you didn't know who that guy was.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
That's what I'm saying. I was just like, I don't know who this. I didn't care about them. I didn't care about Ant-Man. I didn't care about Cloak and Dagger. But I did like Daredevil though. I like Daredevil because of the Spider-Man cartoon show, and he was on it. So Daredevil was an awesome show. But I like that they're bringing, even though they're not movies, it's not a Cloak and Dagger movie. They're bringing out these characters that that people are not familiar with, and they're bringing them to the forefront. Like, hey, check out these characters. Check out Daredevil. Jessica Jones. Who the frick was Jessica Jones? Like, I didn't know nothing about Jessica Jones. I didn't care about Jessica Jones I mean, she was not even like grade D material, but they took her.
I would
And
disagree.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones.
I didn't know who she was.
Yeah, I would disagree that she was grade D
What
material.
I don't even know the grading system, but where do you put her at? I mean,
Okay.
now I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about
I would have put her as a C, I guess.
no way. I'll put her at an F. She was one of those characters. Like, did you see? Like, even in the show, they make fun of the costume that she originally wore in the comics. Like, I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not into comic books at all. So maybe I am wrong. But like Jessica Jones, like that show is so good. Like, if you haven't seen Jessica Jones, please go watch it. So good. I loved it. Luke Cage. Luke Cage. I had know nothing about Luke Cage, and love that show. I mean, they're killing it. Marvel's killing it. They're bringing out these characters nobody knows. Defenders is gonna come out, with Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil. I mean, that they are killing it, and I'm loving the fact that they're bringing out these characters that are not well known and that people can, start saying, "Oh, hey, here's a character I can like, or here's a character that, I identify with," and then, people will start caring about those characters. So good on Marvel for that. Cloak and Dagger. I mean, I am excited. I want to see what the show's about. Hopefully, it's good. Because if this show's good, they'll keep bringing them out. And also, can we talk about Netflix? How they're just killing it with shows. Like,
Yes.
if you don't have a Netflix account, go get one. Cause wow, like they just had 13 Reasons Why, and that first episode. If you watch the first episode of 13 Reasons Why, that will get you hooked. That's what got me hooked. I mean, the first episode, I was like, whoa, I need to hear Clay's tape. I was like, I need to know what happened.
They have a lot of great shows. Stranger Things, my fiance and I love. We're
Oh,
Yeah, that
so
was
Stranger
good.
excited.
Things.
Yeah, that
So,
was a good one.
oh, God. So good. Can't wait for season two.
Yeah, me neither. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, Netflix is just killing it, man. They just got so many great content, so much great content that you can go and you can watch all right now. You can watch it right now. You don't have to wait for them to release a season one on DVD like other people do. You can't watch it online for some reason, even on their own website. You can watch it all right now. All of their shows, you can get caught up. House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Daredevil season two, Luke Cage.
Sponsor us,
Uh,
please.
I
Yes.
mean, there's just so much good content on there. So good on Netflix, good on Marvel. Thank you guys for putting out these awesome shows. We want more. Please make more. Give us more. Make good, more good stuff because it's awesome.
Make good decisions.
Make good. They have been, man. I mean, wow. There's just House of Cards. Oh God, don't get me started. But anyway, everybody, that's actually our show. I mean, we talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Unless you guys had anything you guys wanted to say or anything you guys felt that happened this week that I didn't mention.
Nope.
Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay, well, I think that's it. Thank you everybody for listening to this, watching it on YouTube where we put it up. Appreciate it. If you like it, subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends. We record this every Friday and we upload it every Monday. Thank you once again. You guys have yourself a wonderful day.
Bye.
See
Bye.
ya.